Welcome back to another Acoustic Alternatives. I'm John Bommarito, broadcasting from Grove Studios in Ypsilanti. Rentable space for your band practice, your DJ mixing practice. Lots of multi-use rooms in this facility, and I'm really grateful to the folks at Grove Studios for inviting me many months ago to start doing something here. It's been filling a hole in my heart that has been left by my lack of doing radio. And one of the last few interviews I got to do before I lost my job to the pandemic was Jason Singer of Michigander joined me in studio there, and I'm happy to welcome Jason now that he's living in Detroit. So much shorter commute for you. Jason, good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
What a pleasure to have an artist from Michigan who's doing so well.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the success of what has been happening for you in the last couple of years. We're going to get into that. There's a new EP, but first I want to know, when is everything going to be okay? Because I'm not okay right
now. The new EP is called Everything Will Be Okay Eventually. And so my only answer is eventually.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Is there a track from that you'd like to start off with?
Yeah, I'll play the first song. It's called Better.
Better, right. This is Michigander on Acoustic Alternatives.
I'm no good at letting go. I'm no good at letting go. How I feel about you. How I feel about you. I'm always looking at my phone. Helps me forget I'm all alone. But I can't live without you. No, I can't live without you anymore. You're always scared of getting caught, always questioning your thoughts, but you don't know how you feel. I wanna know how you feel. Feels like time is moving quicker, but I'm getting slower. Guess that's just a part of getting older. Wish I could look away. Life might be good, but I wish that it would be better. Just wanna be better. Wanna be better. 'Cause you tried to love me and I probably should have let you. 'Cause things would be better. 'Cause things would be better. Sidelined watching the sunrise, traded it for some shut-eye. I'm not really sleeping these days. I was lost, you were found, you were bringing me down. Just the thought of you, it wears me out. Think I'll stay home tonight. Life might be good, but I wish that it would be better. Just wanna be better. Wanna be better. 'Cause you tried to love me and I probably should have let you. 'Cause things would be better. 'Cause things would be better with you. I'm sorry that things didn't go your way, but if everything goes sideways, I'll be there to carry you. Face your fears, it's okay if you're feeling scared. Just know that I will be there, and you're gonna make it through. Yeah, you're gonna make it through.
From the new EP, Everything Will Be Okay Eventually. It's Jason Singer, also known as Michigander. And I'm wondering, as I hear songs like that, like just in general, where would music be if we didn't fall in love and fall out of love? I mean, that's so much of what I'm hearing. I mean, I've always heard it that way, but just sometimes when life is difficult, as it has been for the last year, you feel more. And I was feeling that song.
Oh, well, thank you.
What was going on when you wrote that? Is it something you want to talk about?
Yeah, I can talk about it. That song is about how I always have had people in my life, and it's mostly about friends, really, that like want to be around you and want to like care for you and love you, and a lot of times you push them away for some. Well, at least for me, I pushed my people away. That when I wrote it after like going to a show where there was just too many people that I knew in one room, like too many worlds in one room.
Oh, jeez.
And it just was like socially overwhelming, and I don't really get like that, and it was a very odd feeling. And then there was a snowstorm, so it took me 2 hours to get home.
Lots of time to think.
So lots of time to think, and so those lyrics kind of came from that. And it was like things are good, but I wish they were better. I wish I was better. I wish, yeah. Well, that's kind of the gist of it.
It's going to be okay eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
Some guy told me
Probably
that.
this fall.
Probably. I hope so.
I hope so too. Fingers crossed.
That would be nice.
That would be.
Well, speaking of friends, you and I actually have a lot of mutual friends, and it's no surprise that we get along like we've known each other forever, even though this is like technically the third time I've met you.
Right, yeah.
But just because we run in the same circles and we have the same friends, it's kind of nice to just spend some time with you. So
totally, yeah.
Welcome to Detroit. You just moved to Detroit from the Kalamazoo area?
Correct, yeah. I moved from Kalamazoo to Detroit in February, 1st of February.
Well, take me on a tour of your life and your different cities that you've lived in Michigan as you've grown up.
Yeah, so I was born in Grand Rapids, and I lived there for 3 weeks.
3 whole weeks.
Then I was adopted at 3 weeks old to my family who lived in Saginaw. And then when we were a little older, we moved from Saginaw to Midland. And then when I was a little older, I decided to move to Kalamazoo. And then I moved back to Midland for a couple years, and then I moved back to Kalamazoo. And now I feel like the final boss of Michigan, which is Detroit. There's a couple side quests that I'd still maybe like to go on, like northern Michigan or something. But
Traverse City,
Detroit,
perhaps?
Yeah, Detroit is where I want to be right now, and it's cool to be there, even though it's like super bizarre to live in a new city because you can't really experience it to the fullest in these times.
Not just yet.
Yeah.
What part did you end up in?
I live in Russell Woods, which is Davison Highway and Livernois. So
okay.
Very interesting area, but my neighborhood's really nice. Yeah.
That's all that matters. If you feel happy and you feel safe and you feel loved, you're all good.
Yeah, I do.
So, when did you dream of being a touring musician as a youngster, and when did performing actually begin for you?
Yeah, when I was like 11, I found my dad's guitar. I started playing songs and trying to write my own songs, and I'd play at church a little bit, and then I would play like a garage band with my like 8th grade buddies. Our parents would drop us all off at one of our friends' house. We'd play in their barn until like 3 a.m. We'd watch these bootleg videos of the White Stripes playing at the Magic Stick.
That's why you wanted to come to Detroit.
Well, I mean, I think maybe subconsciously, like I watched these videos of like Jack and Meg playing at the Magic Stick and being like, wait, they're from here?
Yeah.
And people would be like, yeah, their older brother, my older friend's older brother, would be like, yeah, they're from down like 2 hours away from here. I'm like, that's crazy. Wonder if I could do that. And so so I think that was honestly what sparked it all. And then just seeing my first like big show, like real show, was Coldplay. So I saw Coldplay at DT, formerly Pine Knob. A lot of people call it around here.
That's a show. I mean, that's like
Pete Yorn opened, like just amazing. Like my first real show, and I remember being like, "Holy moly, can I do this?" And I thought like right out of high school I'd be doing that. So like I always hope, like I thought I'd be like playing arenas like as like a 20-year-old.
It does happen.
It does happen, but I'm not even there yet, and who knows? I probably will never be there, at least as a headliner. But maybe, who knows? But I don't know if I love traveling as much as I used to since I've been home for a year, and I kind of like have set into the sedentary home life, cozy, wearing sweats a lot more, wearing socks with my Chacos, and just being as comfortable as I can. But I'm interested to see what it feels like to hit the road again. Hopefully sooner than later.
I mean, that's technically in this era of the music industry, that's where you make money. You can't really make a lot of money selling records anymore.
Right.
You're not making much money with streaming.
Yeah.
So if you want to make a living doing it, you kind of need to do the road thing.
Road thing or sync thing, like the television stuff, which is, it's possible to do that too. But like definitely the touring is where the money is. And so hopefully, I'm very fortunate that I have not have had to worry the last year, like with shows and stuff, like very, very fortunate with just signing like a label deal right before it all. So I was like, okay, I'm okay to do whatever. But I can't live like this forever.
No, it's good for now.
It's good for now. It is nice. I've learned a lot. I got help. I've been lost 80 pounds since like August. Thank you.
How did you do that? Just a lot of walking?
I was like, I want to eat better. My manager was like, I know a guy we can hook you up with. And so I got like a health coach. And I do weekly calls with him. We set up everything, and mostly just diet change. A lot like cutting out a lot of unhealthy things like bread, which is something I miss. But
I'm 50% Italian. Bread is a language almost.
I did cheat today. I had a little Jets pizza.
Everything is okay in moderation.
Yeah, and eventually.
Yeah. We're back. Circle. We're finding a way right back. Yeah. Well, I didn't know you as a teenager. I learned a little bit about you just a moment ago, but I feel like you're probably a geek, which is a good thing, with a handful of really good friends. Because in the times I've met you, I've noticed how kind and how big of a heart you have, and I feel like that's probably who you always were. You didn't develop into that guy. I feel like you were always that guy.
Yeah, I think I've always been kind of a nice guy. I'm sure I definitely had my fair share of like ragging on people.
We're all jerks when we're down a little bit.
I've definitely been, and occasionally still do, but nothing. I think my parents raised me right, and I just I really like people. I
feel that when I'm near you. I always feel like you like me for who I am, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I just love chatting with people and talking to people. Not so much after shows because I'm tired, but before shows is fine. Before shows is easy.
If I ever get to see you live again, I'll keep that in mind.
It'll happen.
When did you start performing as Michigander and not using your name?
2014, December 14th. We were playing a show, and we played a house show like a couple months before that, me and some friends, and someone asked my friend, he said, "What band you playing?" And he says, "Jason Singer." And I was like, "That's not a band," and that sounds so lame for my friends to say that that's their band. So I was like, I should come up with a band name. It'll be cooler. And Michigander was one that we always like floated around as like a joke. And then we're like, let's do it. Let's go for it. And so it was Michigander, 2014 at the Hayford House in Lansing. Little house show thing. I don't even think they still do shows there, but that's where it was. And it was a good time. I just saw like a picture of it the other day, and it was weird to look back on that.
Picture of that show? Yeah.
And that was like my first show contrast to like the last show we played, which was with Bernie Sanders. For like that first show was like 11 people to like 5,000 people.
Kind of made it.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was emotional to see the contrast, but yeah.
Do you remember any of the other names you were considering for your moniker?
No good one that there wasn't really any others.
I came up with one that could have been considered. It's almost clever. Mitch Eigen. Michigan.
Someone, one of my friend Tyler Common, he always calls me Mitch of Gander.
Mitch of Gander.
Yeah.
That works too. But I thought the fake name of Mitch Eigen might be a good one.
Mitch Eigen, yeah.
You never know. How big do you dream? How big do you want to be? Like the 5,000 people playing for Bernie Sanders is a pretty big deal. But like, where is your like, I want to be doing this goal?
Yeah. This is a good question that a couple people have asked me lately, and I like it a lot because it makes me think and like reassess what exactly I want to be doing and all that. I think, at first, like I said, when I was younger, I was like, I'm going to play arenas right out of high school. I don't need to care about math class. Peace out. Bye. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think that was a big thing for me. And then as I got older, I was like, man, it'd be cool to just, I don't know, do whatever. But now I'm at a point where like I would love to just be like I'm at a point where I'm making, and I have like a fan base now, which is weird and cool. But it's like I know whatever I put out, a great deal of people are gonna hear it. So like I'm fortunate for that. So I can't say that I'm just doing it for myself. Like I can't say that. Like seriously. I could but I am making music now to a point because I just enjoy doing it. It's like what I am meant to do, I feel like.
I think so too.
So thank you. But so I don't know. Wherever it takes me is cool with me. I'm sure I would like it to take me a little further as far as like not having to play horrible shows in like Arkansas.
Right.
But not that all shows in Arkansas are bad, but just we've played some horrible shows in Arkansas. And so I would love to not have to do that forever. So that's kind of what I'm hoping we just can play some good shows and sell some stuff.
It seems like a good time to mention that there actually is a Detroit area show, May 7th, opening for Mount Joy at the newly established venue, the Riverside Station on the waterfront.
Right,
there.
yeah.
What do you know about that? What's coming up with that?
The venue or the show?
Tell me what you know.
I don't know anything about the venue.
Because it's new.
Yeah, it's right next to where the Joe Louis was. Yeah, that show will be really good. It'll be the first, like, we played Mount Joy a good deal. They're management buddies. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that'll be, we're really excited to play, like, especially it's like my new hometown.
Yeah.
Bringing out extra musicians for it. People who haven't got to play shows in a while. We're like, let's just bring out an extra guitarist just because. So it's going to be this big ordeal for us, and it'll be like, we're sort of treating it a little bit like an album release show.
Probably the only one you'll get to do.
I mean, we did like a stream, but like in front of people to play the new music, and like we have people coming from Minnesota to see us, and
cool,
like Colorado, and like all the way to Michigan for this one show.
How does it make you feel? I'd be overwhelmed.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Because I definitely feel obligated to talk to these people in person when they get there. But
thanks for making a trip to see me in Detroit. Like
that's a long drive. I guess I've driven 12 hours for a show, but like that's a long drive.
That is a long drive
for someone like where I'm at. I feel like I haven't earned that yet.
I think this is a pod thing they're doing, right? Like you can buy tickets of 4.
Yeah, and so there's like a heck ton of those.
What's the capacity?
I don't know, a couple thousand.
Okay. So
it should be good.
45 minutes, an hour?
I'm hoping, it says 45 minutes, but I'm going to see if we can stretch it a little.
Well, looking forward to hearing how that goes for you.
Yeah.
So the new EP is probably what you'll be hearing there. And let's hear another song from it. Everything Will Be Okay Eventually is the latest from Michigander, and you've got another song queued up for me. What's gonna be the next one?
Yeah, this is like the main single, I think, from it. It's called Let Down.
Getting some airplay.
Getting some mad airplay, yeah. It's cool. You're a concept worth exploring. Never nervous, never boring. I don't wanna mess it up. No, I don't wanna mess it up. Crossing state lines through the morning. Little tired, little swerving. I don't wanna mess it up. No, I don't wanna mess it up. 'Cause I got high hopes. I got high hopes, but they let me down. They usually let me down. Well, I feel like I've known you, even though I've only met you. I don't wanna mess it up. I'm probably gonna mess it up. Well, you're walking down the stairs on a Wednesday night. Sure, it's kinda cold, but I feel alright. 'Cause I got you in the front seat, and you keep on looking at me. 'Cause I got high hopes. I got high hopes, but they let me down. They usually let me down. I got high hopes. I got high hopes, but they let me down. Oh, they usually let me down. Yeah, 'cause love got high hopes. I got high hopes, but they let me down. They usually let me down.
That sounds great acoustic. Michigander on Acoustic Alternatives, and the song that is found on his new EP, Everything Will Be Okay, that's getting tons of airplay across the country on AAA radio stations like the one that is just a few miles from where I'm sitting right now. And again, congratulations on success. This is not something that comes easily or for all musicians trying to make a living making music. So
Thank you.
You've been, I mean, somebody's waved the magic wand and given you
I guess so. Yeah.
It's a good thing. I mean,
Joe Greenwald waving his magic wand.
Yay, Joe Greenwald, old friend of mine from the record store days. But technically, you've really been on a steady climb from 2016 forward. You had a million streams on Spotify of the track 90s. That's a good building block to the next step of your career.
Yeah.
Airplay, top 5 hits, Misery, Let Down, both did very well in radio so far. I mean, this is how careers are built. Usually, if you come out of the box with your big hit, let's say, Lord's Royals, huge hit. Has she really had anything quite as big as that? No. Have you had a steady kind of boom, boom, boom? Yeah, you have. So, I mean, you might have more longevity than somebody who's had a bigger hit. I don't know. I don't really know how it works, even though
I don't know either.
They're going to find out.
But I hope it's a good path so far.
Yeah, because this is what you probably plan to do until you retire from,
I hope so.
Earn a living.
Yeah, I hope so.
Did you ever have any other plans? Was there ever?
I wanted to be an actor for a minute. And
really?
Then I did some community theater, and then I was like, nah.
No, it's not so much for you.
Not for me. When I was very young, I really liked Indiana Jones, so I wanted to be an archaeologist. But also couldn't see myself doing that. I don't know what I would do if I wasn't doing this. I think I love the music bit. Like, I love showbiz. I guess I love the music business. So I think one way or another I'll be involved in the biz. Yeah.
What other kinds of jobs have you held in your lifetime that weren't making music for people?
I was a paper boy.
Paper boy?
Yeah. I was a...
You look like you're made of real skin to me.
Yeah.
You made of paper? Really? Oh, thank you, Harley.
You can edit that in.
Yeah, no. Actually, there is one on here somewhere,
really?
but I'm not going to hit it. Yeah, I don't know which one it is. They're not labeled. I could hit them all, but that'd be silly.
So I was a paper boy. Then I did like Parapro, which is like working with special needs kids.
Yeah.
I did that in the schools, and then I did some in-home of that. And then after that, I was a barista for years between a couple coffee shops, like most musicians.
I think I've heard that one a few times, the coffee shop thing.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a lot of artists from Michigan that have talent like yourself, but not a lot of them have gotten the attention. I mean, Paste, NPR, two sources of reviews and things that I really respect, have really sung your praises. Cool. Again, like how when you started out, did you think, oh gosh, I hope I get written up in Paste magazine? Is that something that even mattered to you? Does that kind of stuff matter to you at all? Or are you just doing it because this is what you do?
Definitely matters. Like, truthfully, like that was the stuff I was going after, like right when I put 90s out. I thought, I have a single out, these people should care about it.
Yeah.
And like, I think to like get started in, and I've heard so many other artists say this, like ones that I really respect, which really just kind of like narrated the feeling I had, which I wasn't sure what the feeling was. You have to be a little delusional to think that you are good enough that people should care about you and care about the songs you're making. And that doesn't mean you're not like humble about it or whatever, but like I have to believe in myself so much, even when I don't, because like that's like, no one's going to believe in me more than myself kind of thing. I mean, maybe there are people who really care about the music and stuff, which I'm sure there might be some, I don't know. But I think that was something I just was like right from the get-go was like, I believe I have a single out, Paige should write about it. Like, it's a good song. And like, I was thinking that like I tell a story all the time about me like getting connected with my management company because in 2016 when I put the single out, I emailed Lollapalooza. I got like the town buyers email and was like, hey man, put out a single, put me on the bill. I'm like a cool band. And like, he thought it was funny and he called me. He like called me to like learn about my band. And I was just like, yeah, I'm just starting. He's like, well, and there's C3, which is my management company. And so like years later, it was finally like, hey, we heard about you years ago. You see what you're doing from that moment. Let's maybe do something together. So,
Wow.
I mean, it all stemmed from that.
Your bold move paid off.
Yeah, bold moves. And like, I don't know. I just felt like, I don't know why, but I've just been very fortunate to have a lot of good people in my life and around me. And yeah, I'm really blessed with a good network of people that just like right time, right place. They were there, like cool, like that.
Yeah. I'm sure it hasn't all been easy though. Has there been some tough moments that made you want to quit? Just want to give up on this?
I wanted to quit so many times.
Really?
I like early 2019, like not that long ago.
I was just saying that was when.
Yeah, I mean, I was doing pretty good. Like, and I was like, I need to get management. I don't have management. I don't have a team. I have this really good selection of songs.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can't find like a label or management, there's no reason for me to just keep like doing this myself because I'm like just hitting a ceiling. So I went to South by and we got connected with C3 again, and they signed me to the label, and then got a song on the radio, which I think was the last time I saw you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Misery.
Yeah.
Misery was just hitting.
Yeah.
What do you think's had a bigger impact, streaming or radio, on the success of where you're at now?
That's a good question because I really don't know. Because
do you pay attention?
Yeah, I look at the charts and all the stats like every morning, and like ask for reports often. But
it is your career. I mean,
I'm because I've always was into that before I had a team that cared about it. So like I want to know now. Now it's a little. I don't like care as much because I know like I was like when I was here I was like trying to build it, but now there's like a sustainable thing that can only really. I don't think it's gonna crash.
Right.
But like it's weird to know like what was more success. Like is streaming. Streaming was probably pretty good, but then radio. We've had 2 songs chart since we've toured last. So who knows?
Who knows what brings people to shows because you haven't had any.
We haven't had any shows. So I'm hoping when we do these headlining shows again, I mean, like our streaming has doubled. Our rate, we've had songs chart, and we're about to put another song on, like out for Impact or whatever it's called.
I know what you mean.
You know.
I do know actually.
So that whole thing is about to start up again with another song. And so that'll be like the 3rd song that's really charted since we've been able to play shows. Mm-hmm. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we get some shows and see what happens. Hopefully they're good. If not, that would be a real bummer. But I have a feeling if all these like stations across the whole country are getting behind it, then I think, and streaming too, I have a feeling that it'll be pretty good gigs.
Well, the last year has been difficult and interesting for all of us, and I don't know if the songs and everything will be okay eventually were all written during that time. I know for a while you were releasing some covers that were very interesting. None of those officially get released for sale. I think those are just streaming, right?
Yeah.
Did all these songs come from pandemic era experiences, the ones that are on this new EP?
2 of them did.
2 of them did?
The rest of them, I started writing in like end of 2019. Because like we just put out Where Do We Go From Here, put out this, and then I was like, I just got to start writing. We went on tour with Pete Yorn, and I had a couple ideas. So during sound checks, we would try out new songs, and so like Saturday, which is a new one on the new EP, that was kind of one that was like kind of feeling it out. And we started recording early last year, and so like 4 of them, the first 4 of the songs are like old, and then the last 2 I wrote during like March or April last year, and and Together, and they're both kind of pandemic. I didn't want to write too many songs during, like I tried, but they were all so reflective of the moment we were in, and then I felt like if I put out these songs now, 5 years from now, a year from now, everyone's gonna be like, that's from then. It's very dated. I wanted like these songs to be like my timeless. Whole thing is like timeless. Yeah. Like I'm not into trends really. I want to just do what I want, like that I think will be like a timeless song.
Yeah.
And so that's what I think. I narrowed it down to these 2 new ones that I think will age well. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
It's gotta be tricky.
Yeah.
Trying to guess.
Yeah.
Well, what happens to the other ones? I mean, maybe the lyrics are no things that you want to go back to, but maybe the melodies are useful. I mean, I'm not a songwriter.
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember I was on my birthday. Me and Jake did like a little songwriter trip to Nashville. We got an Airbnb and just ordered takeout for a week for for my birthday
Nice.
in July last year. And I remember being there and like listening to the radio, and there was like songs that were literally saying quarantine in them and like the 2020 in the title. And I was like, this is bad.
Nope.
Like this is not going to, these aren't songs. I don't like this song right now. There's no way people are going to like this song 5 years from now. So I was like, we can't do that. So it took a minute to like get something that was good, I think. But we were supposed to release this EP last summer. Mm-hmm. And so what we ended up releasing this year is totally a different project, basically, than what we were released last year. Because we had so much longer to work on it. So kind of a good thing.
So what have you done then in your time off? Have you written other songs that are not part of the CP for your
Yeah.
Okay, so you have been busy.
Which is cool, because we just put this out and I probably already have 10 demos.
Awesome.
For whatever's next already, and like we already have been in the studio for what's next before this thing ever came out, which is such a wild concept for me because I've never had the luxury of that much time, which is cool.
I look forward to hearing what they sound like.
Yeah,
At
I'm
some
excited.
point, eventually, everything will be okay. Eventually, says Jason. Yeah. Jason Singer is Michigander here to perform on Acoustic Alternatives. What song is next?
I'm gonna play Saturday, which is a song we wrote on tour with Pete. We're not with Pete. We didn't write the song with Pete, but we were on tour with Pete Yorn. This is a song we kind of sketched out, and it's such a. I've never really played it acoustic ever, so I'm excited to
this first time?
Try here. First time.
Ooh, I feel special.
Yeah, you are very special.
Thanks, Jason.
This is Saturday. Well, it always feels like Saturday when I'm next to you. Carving your name on my heart with every move. And it's all downhill from here the minute that you walk away. And it's all downhill from here the minute I forget your face. Well, I don't wanna let you slip away, let you slip away. Well, I heard my voice on the radio for the third time this week. I'm so scared to death of losing it, I can't breathe. Ooh. And it's all downhill from here the minute that you realize that we're all living in fear, and it's something that we can't hide. We can't hide. Well, I don't wanna let you slip away, let you slip away. Well, I don't wanna let you slip away, let you slip away. And we're all just walking ourselves home. And we're all just walking ourselves home. And we're all just talking ourselves down. Talk me down. I slip away.
Saturday, another new one from the EP, Everything Will Be Okay Eventually. Michigander on Acoustic Alternatives. Thank you for playing that one, sir. Sounded great.
Thank you.
So we talked a bit about having mutual friends and talked a bit about moving to Detroit. Was it our mutual friends that brought you to Detroit? Is that the reason you're here? Because you have so many that are...
I think so. I think a lot of my best friend Jake Lamont, we both...
Shout out to Jake.
Shout out to Jake.
Jake, we're glad you're okay.
Glad
Jake
you're
was in
okay.
an accident, and you and your other bandmate?
My buddy Tyler, we helped raise some money for him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, we love Jake.
We do love Jake.
We love Jake.
Yeah.
That's our band motto.
But your band is from different parts of Michigan, right?
Yeah, Aaron and Connor live in Grand Rapids, but they're both from Midland originally, and then Jake's from here. So being here is nice. Just being closer to the airport is really good, and will be even better once we are traveling a lot more. And just a lot. Just I've always wanted to live in Detroit. Like I came down here for Tigers games when I was like a little kid, and came down. It was like my first big city I ever went to. First high-rise buildings I ever saw.
Yeah.
Like living in Midland, you don't really see any.
Not so much.
You don't see anything. There's just a lot of traffic. There's no traffic up there, just down here, and the traffic here is not even that bad compared to some places. But yeah, it was always something I wanted to do and live here, and I even was okay with I'll live in the suburbs, but I get to live in the city. I've never lived in a city before. The neighbor's house is from here to that door to me. So it's crazy. It's something it's something that's taken some time to adjust to. But I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I did it, and it'll even be better once things are more open and
calm and settled. Yeah.
Which most of my friends are almost vaccinated, which is exciting.
Yes.
So yeah.
Is there a plan beyond this show you're doing in Detroit with Mount Joy on May 7th? Or is there some summer shows that you've got booked?
Yeah, we can't say, but there is some festivals.
Okay.
For towards the end of summer into the fall, which we're just kind of we got this one show. Maybe we'll do some other things if they work out around the country.
Yeah.
If everybody's feeling good about it, and yeah, when I say other things, probably similar vibes to the socially distanced kind of thing, at least until the fall. I mean, most promoters are kind of planning for that anyway. It seems like having these socially distanced shows all summer was already something that was in the books. Yeah, just in case. So
it'll depend on the audience being comfortable being there, because not everybody will be.
A lot of them are selling out.
Well, that's great.
Which is, I think people are just want it. So I think when things are really back to normal, it's going to be a madhouse. There's not going to be any major touring till next year, but like what you would think, like theaters and arenas and stuff. But there will be some at the club level and the smaller theaters and rooms.
I actually want to know what your preference is. Do you prefer those smaller rooms? Do you prefer the theaters, the large venues? What is your comfort zone?
I think I have played so many of the small things for so long that once in the 5 times a year where we get to play a huge thing, I prefer this because it's just so cool. We got open for Silver Sun Pickups on a couple shows, and those are huge shows. It's just massive rooms in Ohio and Kentucky and stuff, and we did those, and those rocked, and doing the Bernie thing. Mm-hmm. And then I played a thing at in Ann Arbor. Do you remember that? Not
Sonic Lunch.
Not that one. There was the
Ann Arbor Summer Festival.
It was on the main street there. It was with
Art Fair.
Matt. It was before the soccer game.
Oh yeah. I forget what that was called.
With Mayor Hawthorne. It was us and Mayor Hawthorne.
Yes.
We played to I was told there was 10,000 people.
A lot of people in the streets. Yeah.
You could not see the ending of the crowd, and that was okay. This is what this music is for. This is when I make this music. My favorite bands are these big arena rock bands, and so when I'm that's what I make. And so when I get to play it in those big venues in those big rooms, it's okay, this rocks. This is how it's supposed to be. So I'm excited for that when it's like that all the time. But all of it's fun. I'm just excited for anything at this point.
Well, other than headlining big shows like that at some point in your future, who are your bucket list? I want to open up for these bands someday.
It'd be cool to do like Coldplay.
Oh, that'd be cool. Invite me.
I will. We actually have the same agent, which is
whoa.
So hopefully, Larry,
yeah.
No, but yeah. But yeah, I think that would be a dream. Anything like that, U2. I mean, that's probably unrealistic.
It's a pretty big dream.
It is a big dream, but I'm here for it. I guess those kind of bands would just be getting to play in like an arena or like a DT or something like those, like a shed, like those big amphitheaters. Those would be that would be a dream. I couldn't even imagine it. Yeah.
I hope you get to do some of those things.
Yeah, me too.
I recently came up with an analogy in my head that I didn't realize I needed to come up with, but maybe it applies to your life at some point too. There's a difference between going to work and going to a job, and I never really put my finger on that, but you have gone to jobs that you maybe didn't feel passionate about as much as you do going to work, which is performing for people like me on a small podcast or in front of 5,000 people that are pretty. I mean, have you ever felt that difference between I'm doing this out of desire or I'm doing this out of necessity?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I have to imagine you've got to be pretty happy with where your life is right now.
I'm pretty happy about it. I love it. And I really enjoy this because everything I've done for the last year has been in front of a camera in my bedroom. That sounds really bad, but
it's not X-rated, but
yeah, but you know what I mean. Like yesterday, I had to do one, and afterwards, I just was like, I am so sick of this.
There's a human being who could almost touch me if we were allowed to touch people, but
I'm like so sick of like, even though you're not like applauding after the songs,
that would be weird.
Which would be weird. I'm glad you're not, but.
I want to.
It's fine, yeah. But even though you're not, like the body in the room is so much better than playing to a webcam and going, well, thanks guys, this next song, and like tuning.
Right.
Even though I don't need to tune just to fill the weird space, you know? Like we did a live stream from L Club the other day, and it was fun to play with the guys, but it was like in between is so uncomfortable. There's no energy.
Yep.
And so you can't really, I don't know. I'd rather just not do that. But I mean, I kind of, so like those things, definitely I feel like I'm doing that out of necessity. Like this is like something I want to do. Yeah. Like, cause you were like, come to the studio. And I was like, absolutely. Yes,
you can see my eyes.
I know, I can see your eyes. I can play a guitar and like in a room and it's jumping off the walls and like this stuff. And get to carry a guitar case on my back. So like all that is so exciting to me. And to have to, I don't know. There are times where like you do things out of necessity. Like there's a lot of interviews, questions that come through, and like especially lately with the new thing coming out.
Sure. And
I'm just like, this is the worst. I'd rather be in the van with Joe and Jake going around to radio stations and doing that whole thing.
We'll get there.
Yeah, I hope so. That'll probably be what we do before we do shows, truthfully, with smaller amounts of people. So hopefully that's coming up, but I'd much rather do that than do any of these live stream things. No offense to any of the live stream people.
No, it's all good. It's better than nothing, really.
Yeah.
Have you been invited to do any of the late night TV shows yet? Have you done any of those? Are we at that level yet?
Not yet.
Like a Conan or something like that?
We might.
Okay.
Soon. Yeah.
Cool. Good luck to you on that.
We can talk about it after.
Okay, good. Yeah. Well, the new EP is called Everything Will Be Okay Eventually. Website is?
MichiganderBand.com.
Band is in there. Okay, because otherwise you get
I don't know what you get. I should check that out.
You should buy the domain because people are going to look.
Governor's personal website is her journal.
If it's available, buy Michigander.com.
I should probably do that.
Yeah. I'm lucky enough to have John Bommarito.com.
Wow.
So somebody snapped it up for me and sold it to me for nothing. Really just said, I want you to take it over. I wanted you to have it, so I snagged it. I'm like, thanks, man.
You have a very unique, exciting name.
Bommarito? It's not that exciting.
I've never heard that name before.
It's fairly common around, well, these parts, you didn't grow up in Detroit, but on the east side of Detroit, there's a lot of them. There's a bakery I always get asked if I'm related to that's pretty famous in the Grosse Pointe area. So
that's cool, though. I always liked your name. It's very...
Bommarito. Nice Italian boy.
Yeah, I love
it. I'll tell you what it means later. I'll tell you what it means in Italian.
Cool.
Or English, I should say. The new EP is available. It's a digital-only or vinyl-only release. No CDs, which is sad for the CD collector guy like me. But I strongly encourage people to check that out in your back catalog. Much of it is available on Bandcamp, which I think is a great way to buy. Which is your favorite way to be supported financially? Because right now you guys are not touring, so I want to help you guys.
Merch. Just merch.
T-shirts
Anything
and
on the
such.
merch store, T-shirts, vinyl. That's the best way to do it.
But if they're buying digital, I mean,
Digital,
Amazon,
like some stuff's on Bandcamp, but like iTunes pays the best. Apple pays.
iTunes does?
Apple pays the best for all that stuff.
Wow.
Streaming, everything is from Apple.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they do a pretty decent job, actually.
I somehow thought it was going to be Bandcamp with their Bandcamp
Bandcamp
Fridays.
is good, but like the new, since we're on label, the new stuff isn't on Bandcamp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the old stuff's on Bandcamp, which you can do.
Yeah.
But none of the new stuff.
All right. Want to do one more new one before I let you get back to Detroit?
Yeah.
Or an old one?
Can I play an old one?
Absolutely.
Okay,
You can play a cover. You did a bunch of covers over the summer.
I wish I had. No, I'm not good enough to play covers. That's why that was very short-lived.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I'll play Misery.
All right, love it. This is Michigander, Jason Singer in studio on Acoustic Alternatives.
I was hung up on a dream. Well, being comfortable was not meant for me. But when you walked into the room, I knew that all my plans were doomed. You started talking to me. So tell me what you're thinking, 'cause I think I feel the same as you. Got my knees shaking, so take my heart and break it in two. I didn't want to let you go. Well, I couldn't find a heart, I couldn't find a home. But if you think I'm misery, then baby, you're the company that never leaves me alone. No, just tell me what you're thinking, 'cause I think I feel the same as you. Ooh, 'cause you got my knees shaking, so take my heart and break it in two. I'm trying to stay awake till I fall asleep. I'm stuck between a pillow and a dream. 'Cause I'm too busy to call. Can we try next week? You can blame it on me. So tell me what you're thinking, 'cause I think I feel the same way as you. Got my knees shaking, so take my heart and break it in two. 'Cause all I want is you. Yeah, all I want is you. 'Cause all I want is you. Yeah, all I want is you. Yeah, all I want is you.
Nice. Michigander's in studio on Acoustic Alternatives. It's a track that got a lot of airplay on the radio station I used to work at. And I got to tell you, when that was being played, I was excited that we were finally doing something I felt like we should be doing the whole time, supporting somebody from Michigan that had talent. And it was getting airplay on a station regularly. I'm like, yes, finally.
Yeah, that was so cool. Yeah, everyone around here that listens to the station was always like, you're on the radio.
Yeah, you're on the radio.
I was like, I love to hear it. Love to hear it.
And for some reason, I never thought of it when it was being played. But as you were singing it like this many feet away from me, and we were just talked about U2, I thought, you know, it would be cool in concert if you just extended the song and turned it into a cover of All I Want Is You. Or at least part of his. Yeah, I mean, you could probably work some magic and work some chords in and find the chorus. Yeah, just an idea.
I'm going to listen to that right when I get in the car. I haven't listened to that in a while.
That's a great song. That's one of my favorites. Top 5 U2 songs.
Are you a big U2 fan?
I am a big U2 fan.
Okay. I like you even more.
Oh, man. There's very few bands that I would pay $100 to see, and I've done that more than once.
I've done that more than once, too, and driven to Pittsburgh.
I drove to Cleveland to see them on the Joshua Tree tour that hadn't been announced for Detroit yet, because I was like, I can't not.
That's what I did. I drove to Pittsburgh to see him.
Because there was no Michigan show.
Yeah.
God, I got to see Joshua.
And I was gone for the Detroit show anyway, so good thing I did it, yeah.
Who should we be listening for music-wise from Michigan, other than Jake Lamont, your guitar player?
I love Jake Lamont. He just sent me a new song that he's going to put out.
Jerk, he didn't send it to me.
I want to text it to you. I don't care. It's so good.
Thanks.
I'm gonna send it to you. So, Jake, sorry.
Sorry, Jake.
I'm
I'm
leaking it.
Who else?
We got Jake Lamond, obviously. So all the guys in my band have their own bands. So there's Aaron, my drummer. He has a band called Dawning.
Okay.
My bass player Connor has a band called Leland Blue.
Heard of that?
Yeah, they're good. And those are from Grand Rapids. And then shout out to Young Ritual. He's from the Flint area. He's a good friend of mine. Connor Oberst Vibes. Mm-hmm. And then All Gray. It's kind of a new band.
Don't know that.
A guy named Josh, who was in a band called Steps.
Okay.
He plays in this band. And then Allie Evanson from Ferndale.
Sounds familiar.
She was just in here with Lori.
Yeah. That's right. Sounds familiar because she was just here. That's right.
So good.
Yeah.
Very good. Like, so stoked about it. She's singing out one of my new songs.
Nice.
So I'm really excited about her music. And it's
a good list. I'll check some stuff out. Thank you for being part of the show. And I was,
of course,
I was actually, I was touched by how excited you were to be part of my show.
Oh, I was very excited. I am still excited.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah, John, of course.
I don't know if you know this, but you're kind of a big deal at this point.
Well, not really.
Well,
Getting there.
You've achieved a lot of things that people in this scene would like to achieve.
Thank you.
You've reached a level of success that I think is...
That means a lot, truly.
Well, admirably so. I think now that you've had a couple of hits in AAA radio, the next time you release a single, people will at least listen to it. Right. Half the time that's, I don't know who this is. They won't even bother. Yeah. But you've got a couple of check marks now that, you should check this out. This one might be good too.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. The show again with Mount Joy is May 7th. Little pods over at the Riverside Station, and information can be found, I imagine, at 313 Presents. Is that who's putting this one on? Do you even know who's putting it on?
Crowfoot.
Crowfoot's putting it on. Yeah. That's right. Okay. All right. Well, the next scheduled guest for the podcast, Acoustic Alternatives, another kind of a big deal. This is for sure. He was seen on national television and was part of The Voice. Laith El-Sadi is the next guest.
So wow.
Looking forward to visiting with Laith and talking about what's going on with his next record, which is on hold thanks to this little thing called a pandemic. Anyway, Jason, so good to see you, my friend.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
Join us again in a couple of weeks for another Acoustic Alternatives.